Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about functions of bank. Before we go to the functions of bank, we need to understand the meaning of bank, what this organization is all about. According to Professor Parking, a bank is a firm that takes deposits from households and firms and makes loans to other households and firms. So basically, it is an organization which accepts surplus money which individual persons like you and me have or businesses have, and after accepting these deposits, bank makes loans, gives money to those who are in need of money. Those who are in need of money can be individual persons or businesses, companies, etc. So if we understand the concept of bank, we'll get to know there are two basic functions of any bank: accepting deposits and lending loans or lending money. From the image which you can see on the screen, it is evident where a person is depositing 100 rupees into a savings account in a bank. The bank gives the same amount of 100 rupees to a company. In return, the bank expects interest of 15 rupees. So bank gets back 100 rupees of principal amount and interest to the tune of rupees 15. Out of 115 rupees received, it pays back 109 rupees to the original depositor, who gets the principal amount of 100 which was deposited by him into the bank along with interest of rupees 9. So basically, bank accepts deposit. In this example, bank has accepted deposit for interest of rupees 9, and bank has lent money to the company for the interest of rupees 15. The gap between two interest amounts is the bank's surplus. Bank uses this surplus to incur its expenses and and the remaining amount is the profit of the bank. Let us go to the functions of bank. Banks' primary functions are accepting deposits and granting loans, which we saw in the earlier slide. Bank accepts surplus money and lends the money to those who are in need of funds. So these are the two basic functions of bank, which are known as primary functions. So the tree diagram given on the screen tells us basically the functions of any bank can be categorized into two main headings: primary functions and secondary functions. Primary functions being the most important, the most crucial functions of any bank, which is accepting deposits, that is accepting money from the people who have it in surplus and giving the same amount of money to the people who are in need of money. So accepting deposits and granting advances, that is granting loans. Now, in what form does the bank accept money? Individual persons like you and me can deposit our savings, that is surplus income, into bank in savings account. So the first form of deposit is savings account. The second form of deposit is by the businesses, shop owners, showrooms, companies, trading firms, where money received from customers is frequently deposited into a bank account. The bank account for business is known as current account. So the form was savings account, second current account. Third option which we as individual persons have is fixed deposit. If we have a lump sum amount to be invested somewhere, we can keep it in bank for a fixed period of time, which is known as fixed deposit, which is popularly known as FD. Another form of deposit, which is an investment option for people, especially salaried people, is recurring deposit, where a person is required to deposit a specific amount every month into that RD account. RD stands for recurring deposits. This recurring deposit is also for a specific period of time, say 18 months or 3 years. Bank pays more rate of interest on FDs and RDs as bank gets an assurance of the amount which will stay with the bank for that particular period of time. In case of savings and current account, the customer can demand his or her money anytime he wishes to get it. But in case of fixed deposit and recurring deposit, bank has this assurance that the money will be with the bank for that particular period of time, which it can use to lend to somebody else. So these are the types of deposits: savings account, current account, fixed deposit, and recurring deposit. Now, what does the banks do with the money which it has accepted from the depositors? Of course, it lends it to those who are in need of money. Now, individual persons like you and me take loan from bank for purchase of assets like motorcycle, car, a flat, or any other asset. Also, businesses require money in the form of capital to be invested in their business. So banks lend money to individuals and businesses. That is our second branch under the heading primary functions: granting advances or granting loans. What forms of loans are there? Loans can be categorized as business loans or uh, consumer loans. So if loan is required in a business, it is a business loan. If loan is required by a consumer, say to purchase a laptop, that is consumer loan. Loan can also be categorized on the basis of time period for which it is required. Say, for example, long-term loan, medium-term loans, and short-term loans. Loans can also be categorized according to the purpose for which those are sought. So there are many types of loans. For example, consumer loans, a consumer loan, as I said, business loans, long-term, medium-term, short-term loans. In short-term loans, overdraft and cash credit, these are two main sources of working capital in many forms of business. Overdraft means the facility where bank allows the customer to withdraw money over and above the balance which the customer has in his account. So for example, if I'm a businessman and I have 5,000 rupees in my current account and I have sought the facility of overdraft from my bank will allow me to withdraw the amount which is more than 5,000 rupees. So my account balance will go in negative. This is overdraft. There are many types of loans which banks tend to give to people who are in need of money: business loans, consumer loans, long-term or short-term loans. There are peculiar types of loans like gold loans, personal loans, education loans. These are the different types of loans which are categorized according to the purpose for which those are taken. So these are the two primary functions of banks: accepting deposits and granting loans and advances. There are a few other functions which banks provide to their customers, which can be called as secondary functions, as those are not the core functions of the bank. Again, secondary functions can be categorized into agency functions and utility functions. Agency functions are those where the bank acts as an agent of the customer. For example, if I have instructed my bank to pay certain amount to a person, or if I have instructed my bank to pay a certain amount of money to a mutual fund every month, say on 10th day of every month, my bank will pay on my behalf from my account, of course, to that mutual fund. Here, my bank is acting as an agent of the customer. Bank is acting as my agent. So there are many functions where bank acts as agent of the customers. There are few functions which are provided by the banks to the customers, which are known as utility functions. For example, safety vaults. People keep their jewelry, important documents, important objects in bank lockers, where bank provides a safe space where people can keep their valuable valuable assets and important documents. Now, this is a utility function. There are many other utility functions, like ATM card is a utility function. So basically, utility functions are those functions which help customers over and above the primary functions of the bank. So from the tree diagram, which is reflected on the screen, a broader categorization of functions of bank can be, we can be clear about the broader functions of bank. So basically, functions of banks can be categorized into primary and secondary functions. Primary functions are accepting deposits and granting loans and advances. Secondary functions are agency functions and utility functions. That's it for this video. Thank you.